Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 752, and today's topic of lecture is the medicinal importance of quinine and isoquinine alkaloids. And these two group of alkaloids, they are very important alkaloids. They are because of their medicinal importance, especially the quinine, which is isolated from cinchona bark. And this quinine even today has lot of importance, and the history goes like that, that actually this cinchona plant was grown wild in South America. So the origin goes to South America, that's Colombia, Bolivia, Ecuador, Peru, in that mountainous area of 5,000 to 7,000 feet high, and it was grown wild. And the native of those South Americans in 1600, some of them they were trying to use it for some purpose, but most of them they were thinking that it is poisonous because it was having bitter taste due to the presence of quinine. And its marketing started when in 1632, one of the native of South American, he brought the bark, and when the queen, Spanish governor's wife, became sick, and he gave this bark powder. She was sick because of malaria, she was down, and this bark was given to her, and she was cinchona, and from that time onward she was recovered. The name came, that is cinchona. And then in 1700, French people they tried to cultivate, and it came to Europe, and in 1680 they failed to cultivate in that area because mostly it is cultivated in hilly area and where the soil is sandy and it is not retaining much water. Then in 1860s, Germans, they isolated 4 principles of alkaloid from this, and by that time there was great demand of cinchona bark. The reason was that there was no any synthetic drug against malaria, and this was 100% cure for malaria because this quinine was very effective. And then in World War II, Java was captured by Japanese, and they brought the plantation and cultivation in Java. And then it came to Asian countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, India, and nowadays in many countries they are cultivating. And by 1923-24, they tried to synthesize, and that's why the chloroquine, the most powerful synthetic anti-malarial drug, came into existence. And till today we are using the synthetic drug. But today, the Plasmodium, the malarial parasite, is resistant to synthetic drug. So still the quinine is very much in demand. And today India and Indonesia, they are exporting quinine and even the cinchona bark to other countries, because if the synthetic drug fails, the final is to give the pure quinine to break the cycle of Plasmodium. So even today, the pure quinine is the ultimate, is the final treatment of chronic malaria. And nowadays, if you remember, during this coronavirus treatment, in the beginning they started treating with anti-malarial drug quinine and chloroquine, and there was again big demand of anti-malarial drug in America to treat it, because this quinine is having analgesic, antipyretic, and also antibacterial, antiviral effect. So in Germany, Japan, and other places, they gave this chloroquine in the form of injection or as a tablet to treat the coronavirus. And this quinine is containing two molecules, is made up of two molecules, two heterocyclic molecules. One is quinidine and other one is quinoline. And these two combined together is known as quinine, which is given here. Now this is your quinine molecule, and this quinine molecule is the combination of two heterocyclic nucleus, and these two heterocyclic nucleus, they are containing nitrogen, and the one is called, which is having two aromatic ring with nitrogen heteroatom, is called quinoline, and other one is called quinolidine. So the quinolidine and quinoline, they combine together, then it is called quinine, and its molecular formula is C20, H24, O2 and N2. Now here R is there. If R is OCS3, if this place is OCS3, it is called quinine. If in case where R is only hydrogen, then it is called cinchonidine. So your cinchona is containing quinine, cinchonidine, and they are associated with these two acids, combined with them. And the one acid is called quinic acid, and the other one is called with heteroatom nitrogen, that is called quininic acid. So these two acids are associated with this quinine, that is anti-malarial drug. And this anti-malarial drug is isolated from cinchona bark. First it is treated with alkaline, and after that it is treated with sulfuric acid, and that salt, what it is obtained, is processed and then precipitated out in the form of quinine. And quinine is nowadays very much produced in Asia, especially in India, and it is widely distributed throughout the world. So here, medicinal importance of quinoline, isoquinoline alkaloids, and that is commonly known as anti-malarial drug quinine. And the botanical name of that plant is Cinchona calisaya, and it belongs to family Rubiaceae. And number one, quinine with molecular formula C20, H24, O2, N2 is well-known anti-malarial drug occurring among the alkaloid of Cinchona bark, and here the other alkaloids are that is cinchonine, cinchonidine, quinidine and hydroquinine. The mixture of these alkaloids together with quinine is called totaquine. Melting point is 177 degrees centigrade, and it is composed of two heterocyclic molecules, and that two heterocyclic molecules I have already shown you. One is quinoline and other one is quinolidine. And so the quinine molecule is the combination of two hetero molecules, and the quinine is a basic in nature. Number two, isolation of quinine from cinchona bark powder. The powdered cinchona bark is treated with alkali for several hours and then extracted with petroleum ether, and that extract is then treated with sulfuric acid and it will be converted into sulfate, and that quinine sulfate is less soluble in water, and in this way it will be crystallized out, and finally we will get in pure form the quinine sulfate. And number 3, cinchona bark is collected in rainy season from 7 to 10-year-old plant. Actually, the bark will contain enough alkaloids only when it is 7 to 10-year-old plant. And it is in rainy season, and the bark from stem, branches and roots are collected. So number 4, cinchona bark contains about 25 alkaloids, of which 4 are mainly found in crystalline forms, and these are quinine, quinidine, cinchonine and cinchonidine. So these 4 are found in crystalline form, and rest of other 21, they are not very effective. Some of them are in glycosidic form, and these 4 together, that's why it is called totocoin. I have already mentioned this thing. And number 5, the cinchona family contains alkaloids quinoline ring and isoquinoline. Coffee, a stimulant containing caffeine, belongs to this family. So the caffeine is also isolated from Rubiaceae family, and these alkaloids are said to be useful in litholysis. Litholysis means when it is in your body, I mean when a kidney is getting any stone type of substance, it can be dissolved. So any small material will be dissolved, and there will not be formation of any stone. That is called litholysis. So these alkaloids are very good. They are having very good litholysis property, where they can dissolve the small particles in our urinary tract. Number 6, cinchona plant is a native of South America, occurring wild there. At moment in mainly it is cultivated in Indonesia. Zaire is in Africa. There it is cultivated in India, Guatemala and Bolivia. So at moment these countries are cultivating a lot. Number 7, history. I have already explained the history in detail, that there are more than 30 species which are grown wild in the mountain area of South America countries at the height of altitude of 5,000 to 7,000 feet, and growing wild, and it is grown in Bolivia, Peru, Colombia and Ecuador in the year 1638. Actually the native of South America, they brought it to the Spanish queen. She was suffering from malaria, and this cinchona bark powder was given to that lady. Her name was cinchona, and that's why the name came from that bark, that she was recovered. And then it came to French. They found it in 1700, and that is 16, and then it came in 1700. Actually for 200 years, these Spanish, they use it and thoroughly, and it was we can say exported, and there was big demand. And in 1736 French found it, and then it went into hands of Germans, and that was in 1815, and they isolated in 1860 these 4 crystalline alkaloids, the most important ones. And then in Second World War, Japan colonized the Java in Indonesia, and they started cultivating on mass scale in Java, and there was great demand, and they started exporting. In this way it came to Asian countries, and now India, Indonesia and other countries are cultivating on mass scale. So pure quinine is actually toxic and poisonous. Only in a small quantity it is effective to damage and destroy and break the cycle of malarial parasite that is called Plasmodium. So quinine you should not take unless it is consulted by a doctor, and also you should not take quinine just to bring down your temperature, because it is a very powerful antipyretic, analgesic. It's very effective, but at the same time it should be given by a physician. You should not take it just to call it as a window medicine that any time you can take chloroquine. No, unless it is prescribed by physician, doctors. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.